How good for drinking or cooking is the tap water? God forbid. Don't even try it. Lucky water is overrated. The thing has different shades, variants of brown. Today it can be deep brown, tomorrow it can be light brown. The most expensive thing that I actually bought myself would be maybe my smart TV. Then this question feels like shade to me. Guys, do you know that beds are expensive? Hi my loves, welcome and welcome back to my channel. The first thing you're meant to do if you're here and you've not yet subscribed is subscribe. Oh yeah, click the subscribe button because I mean, just click it. Have you done that? Now click the bell so that every time I put up a new video, you'd know. Okay, you should have done that by now. Great job.
Baby, can you feel me?
Welcome guys. If you're just seeing this face for the very first time, my name is Grace. Make yourself very comfortable because today's video I'm going to be answering living alone questions. So on Instagram, I put up on my Insta story a question tab asking my audience to ask me questions on my experience living alone thus far, and I got quite a number of questions which are in this notebook. And before you wonder why in the notebook and not on your phone, I'm filming on my phone once again. The thing is, the light in my apartment is not as bright, and even though I'm using a ring light, I can't still make it work with my camera. Like, it's just dull, it's not sharp. Until I can figure that out or buy external lights, which I really want to. I want to buy 2 so that I can use my camera, like brighten up this whole place. I have to use my phone because my phone just works for me. So I wrote down all the questions in this notebook and I'm going to be answering all of them. These are the questions. I got a lot more, but most of them were a bit repetitive, so there was no point. Before I start answering these questions, I would like to say that living alone is something I would highly recommend, especially for females. I mean, you live in your father's house, you go to school, you get a job, and then you get married. But that space in between, I would recommend that if you can, please live alone, because it's an experience where you get to find yourself. You get to know more about yourself, you know, your little quirks, the bits and bobs that make you work and make you tick as a person. You find all of that, and it just gives you room to be you and think about you before you go into the next phase of your life. So I highly recommend. And I would also like to say that when you get your space, I know that excitement that comes with, oh, finally my own space. Please resist the urge to just buy anything and everything. I'm referring to myself. I was so excited that I was buying things, even in 2s, 3s, things I did not even need. Make a list of things that you actually need, not things that you think you need, or things that you just want, or things that are just cute. Nah, don't be like me. Buy things that you actually need, because by the time I set up my space, I had things that I was like, okay, so what am I going to do with these? And I took them back to my family house. So what's the point? Buy things that you need. When you fill up your space and you see that, okay, maybe an extra stuff can go here and there, then you can do that. But please don't be like me. I'm just gonna go right into these questions. If you're not following me on Instagram, this is my handle. I currently have this living alone series that I'm putting up where I just share like my experiences, my challenges, you know, just day in my life, easy peasy stuff, nothing too stressful. And yeah, let's just get right into the video. So the first question is, I'm not even gonna put names, I'm just gonna like put the questions themselves. When are you going to quit buying 3-in-1? You know why I'm looking at this person like this? Because this person, first of all, is referring to my first ever living alone series video where I shared my easy morning routine, and part of that routine involves me making 3-in-1. 3-in-1 is coffee, and the truth is I put more creamer in my coffee than the actual coffee. So am I really drinking coffee or am I drinking creamer? And then this question feels like shade to me because I know this person and I know that this person makes amazing coffee. Like, I can testify to that. So it's like you're trying to shade me, Abby. Anyway, your question says, when are you going to quit buying 3-in-1? I'm not going to quit. I might not stock up as much as I want to or as often as I want to, but no, I'm not going to quit. Can you see this face? I'm not quitting. Take your shade back. Second question, have you ever gotten lonely? if I'm being very, very honest, I haven't gotten lonely. Like, I'm someone who enjoys and craves silence, just absence of distraction. I just like being by myself. I like being in my own space alone. So no, I do not get lonely. I know some people might think it's weird, but that's just who I am. No, I won't even lie. I've never gotten lonely, to be very honest. I've never gotten lonely. And do I even have the space to get lonely? How long have I been here? Like, if you accumulate all the nights and days that I've actually been here, either my sister is here or a friend is over or I'm in my family house. So I've not even had the time to really bask in the whole living alone, scenario. But no, I don't get lonely. What was the most expensive item you had to get for your new space? You see, getting this space was a blessing. First of all, like I said in my life update video, this one, I did mention that I didn't even go through the hassle of looking for a space. My colleague was relocating and she was like, do you want to take my space? And I said yes. And every other thing just followed. Like, I don't know. The couch that I have was a gift from my sister. All I did was to change the upholstery. The fridge that I have was from a very special person. So the most expensive thing that I actually bought myself would be maybe my smart TV, which cost me quite a box. Yes, I'm eyeing you. But apart from that, that's basically it. So yeah, I would say my smart TV. Even my semi-orthopedic bed didn't even cost as much as the TV. But guys, do you know that beds are expensive, like mattress? When I saw the price, I was shook. Like, you don't even know the little blessings that you have when you're in a family house until you move out. So this question is, okay, it's not really a question, but this person says, God, when? And this is another person I'm giving side eye because I know this person, and you saying God when is like, are you trying to mock me? Because guy, you are blown, you are made. But I mean, we thank God. How have you been coping? Thank you very much for this question. I mean, so this person probably watches and follows my Alone Diaries on Instagram, and I can tell that maybe in one of my videos he could sense my frustration, especially when I had repairs to make, like unbudgeted, unplanned repairs and bills. And that day I was just sitting on the floor and I was like, Omo, what is this? But I've been coping pretty well. It's been decent. I won't even lie. A few complaints here and there, but I think it's just the teething process of, moving into a new space, But I'm coping really well. But thank you very much for that question. Another person says it will only get better. Thank you. Once again, I want to believe that this person follows my series and has seen me rant a time or two and is just like, Bele. Thank you very much. Is internet good in your area? Compared to my family house, the internet provider that I use works way better here. On my mobile data, I have Airtel, which works here and in my family house very well. But I use the SpectraNet as Wi-Fi, and in my family house, it is absolute crap, like it's rubbish. But here, it's been, I would say, if in my family house it was 10%, here I would say is 60%, and comparing to that, it's way better. So I would say yes, internet is good in my area. So the next question is, do you still have your sewing machine? For those of you who do not know, I used to sew, and I say used to because balancing sewing, like running a business and a 9-to-5, or like chasing money in the corporate scheme of things, is not as easy as I thought it would be. And two, you see this my back, guys. People that sew, they don't tell you their untold stories. Does that even make sense? Your back will hurt. Well, my own back hurts as hell. So no, I don't sew anymore. I still have my sewing machine, but I left it in my family house because the nanny there likes to sew. So I just left it. I mean, she can be sewing things to make herself happy. I do intend to go back to my business, but I will not be sewing personally by myself. I'll try and look for like trustworthy tailors or a partner or something, but to sew by myself, my back, no. What do you do when you're bored? When I'm bored, I like to put on the TV and just play music. I'm not really a big fan of watching TV itself, but I would play music and I would just start dancing, or I could start singing on top of my lungs, or I could just start imagining the weirdest things. Sometimes I play video games, and those are things that I get up to when I'm bored. Do you like your neighbors? A very good question, because I don't even know how to answer it. So where I stay, we have 6 flats here, and I can tell you that in a week you can just see one of your neighbors maybe once, and that once is that you're seeing their back as they're leaving the gate. Everybody just minds their business, but from the few times I've actually interacted with them, especially on the group chat that we have, they're pretty cool people, like pretty cool people. My immediate next door neighbor is a chilled guy. That one has become my friend. Like, we're cool. So yes, I do like my neighbors. Nobody stresses anybody. Everybody just goes about their business. So yeah, what's not to like? How good for drinking or cooking is the tap water? God forbid. Don't even try it. First of all, where I stay, I'm on the island. Lekki water is overrated. The thing has different shades, variants of brown, different shades. Today it can be deep brown, tomorrow it can be light brown, and they claim that they treat the water, but I don't even recommend. Even to brush your teeth, I don't even recommend. It's even bad that sometimes I wash my hands with pure water because I don't even trust this water. If you leave your tap off for like 2 days and you turn it on, the stench I'm not even kidding you. So we need to keep treating the water. But if drinking, cooking, God forbid, ew, I don't even recommend. Don't even try it. Don't even try it at all. Will you invite me when I'm in town? Sure, come. Just bring a lot of goodies and a housewarming gift. What do you miss about your father's house besides food? This question is quite funny and it's tricky. And I say this because the thing I miss actually negates what I love the most, which is absolute silence, absence of distraction and all of that. But I miss having those little banter with my nieces and my sisters, and people in the house, those little noise, those distractions. I actually miss it, but at the same time, that's what I love, the fact that I don't deal with that anymore. So it's kind of like a tricky question. But the food is the cocoa now, not having to cook anything by myself and just show up when the food is ready. Mom, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but yeah, I miss, and then of course I miss family life, knowing that you're around your siblings and your parents, you can easily reach out to them if they need anything. I miss that, but I'm good here, okay? Do you let repairmen enter your apartment when you're alone? You see this question? Before I started living alone, I used to watch a lot of people's videos on YouTube, moving alone series, all of that. And when repairmen will come to the house, especially if they're females, I would wonder, like, don't you get scared? But now here I am living that same life, and to be honest, I get paranoid when a repairman has to step into my apartment and I'm alone. So what I do is I always maybe like just have my neighbor around, or I stay outside and like the door is open and I'm just forming activity on my phone outside. I try not to really be in the same space. If they're not working in my room, I shut my room door. If you're working in the parlor, focus on the parlor. It's quite uncomfortable, I won't even lie. I do get paranoid, but we thank God that nothing has happened. Nobody has decided to run mad. But yeah, it's scary. But what can I do? I do let them in when I'm alone, but I try as much as possible not to be in the same space with the door closed when I'm actually alone with a repairman. I mean, do you get scared at night? More paranoid than scared. But then again, what causes paranoia? Is it not you being scared? I don't know. I'm more cautious and conscious at night. I double check my doors. I, make sure everything is locked. Initially, when I just moved in, those first few nights, I kind of was a bit uncomfortable. My first 2 nights here, my friend was here, so it wasn't as bad. But when that happened and my friend left, the 3rd night I was actually alone, and I was like, okay, this just got real. I can get really paranoid sometimes. I remember that night I double checked my doors like a million times to make sure that it was locked. I bolted my nets. But the thing is, the compound where I stay in, everybody has a key to the gate. We make sure the gate is locked at a certain time, and if you're coming in, you have to call someone or you have to be a resident. That is kind of like assuring to an extent, but I still get paranoid. There's some nights where I get a bit uncomfortable. I'm like, what's making that noise? But to say scared, no, not really. Just conscious and cautious. How do you decide what to eat? Schedule? When I moved here, one of the things that my sister said was, make sure you have like a food timetable. And I was like, oh yeah, small thing, I'll do it. But look at me, I've not been able to do it because there's sometimes I don't know, I just eat as my stomach commands. I eat depending on my mood and what I'm craving. So no, I don't have a schedule. What I do is I make sure that I always have stew. I make sure I always have soup. I make sure I always have pepper soup. Those 3 things. And maybe like sauce so that I can make like yam or rice or boiled plantain. I actually like boiled plantain, but I don't really have a schedule, God knows. I just eat as I like. In the mornings, I try to have light breakfast like oats and all of that. Sometimes I'll boil yam because I beg. But no, I just eat as my stomach commands. How do you wake up when the alarm clock doesn't work? Isn't there someone that sleeps properly that will wake up? So I have a very terrible sleeping pattern. Like, I don't sleep well at all. But notwithstanding, I have my alarm set for 6 a.m. But the funniest thing is I wake up before my alarm. Like, my body system doesn't actually shut down at night. So I find myself tossing and turning, and then maybe I'll get 2 hours stretch of sleep, and then I'm awake, and then I'm going in and out. So by the time it's like 5 o'clock, I'm already awake, and I'm looking at my phone like, it's at 6 a.m. you now wake up. When me, I'm already awake. So I wake up before my alarm. So how much do you pay in electric bills per month? So I would first of all start by saying that everybody has their own prepaid meter, so you're responsible for your lights. And that being said, I don't know how much I pay. I haven't sat down to really calculate and say, okay, this is how much I've been spending on lights, because 1, I haven't really been here full time. And then 2, every time I get money, I just buy lights. So I haven't sat down to say, okay, in a month, if I load my device with be like 10,000 naira, this is how long it lasted. I haven't done that. I just know that when I get money, I just load the device. So I really haven't calculated. Is the market where you are cheap? To be honest, I don't know. I haven't gone to the market here. But every time I've had to cook like soup, stew and all of that, I go back to my family house because that's the market I know. My neighbor says that the market here is okay. And then I know that there's a supermarket that has a village market where he claims the prices are okay. But apart from buying bottled water and basic things that I need, I buy things in stock from my family house area and, just stock up the house. I cook from there most times, like my soup, my stews, and then bring them here. And then the last question here is, what's the environment like? I think it's pretty chilled, it's pretty calm. I mean, there are times that you're going out to buy something and you see some funny faces. I don't really go out if I don't need to. I currently work from home, so there's nothing I really need to go and do outside. So I just mind my business, but the environment is pretty decent, it's quiet. Guys, there's lights. That's one thing I can't even take away from this place. The power situation here is good, like it's good. And people basically just mind their business, to be honest. I do like the fact that they have like supermarkets and shops and areas that you can grab like quick stuff. So I'd say yes. If I was to rate the environment, I'd give it an 8 over 10, which I think is pretty good. The other questions, like I said, they were a bit repetitive, so I didn't want to start saying the same thing over and over again. I hope you enjoyed this Living Alone Q&A session. Follow me on Instagram for my Living Alone Diaries. Make sure you subscribe so you know when I post a new video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.